All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about giving a voice to one of the most critical, but usually silent parts of your entire organization, your network. I mean, really think about that for a second. When your connection drops or some app just slows to a crawl, that's not random. That's your network trying to tell you something. It's kind of like a patient who has all the symptoms, the fever, the cough, but they literally can't speak to tell you where it hurts. The message is there, but it's getting totally lost. And that is the massive challenge for pretty much every network admin out there. You're basically a doctor for a patient who can't talk. You see the problems, you hear the complaints from users, but finding the actual cause, man, it can feel like you're chasing a ghost in the machine. That frustrating lag, those packets that just vanish into thin air, the connection that keeps dropping, these are all cries for help. And if you don't have the right tools, you're just left guessing. Is it a bad cable? A switch that's misconfigured? Is the whole thing just overloaded? The real enemy here is the mystery. But what if you could finally give your network that voice? What if you had like a universal translator for all those confusing symptoms? Well, that's exactly what the NetOpsVA Interface Monitor Dashboard is built for. Think of it as your network's personal health monitor, turning all that vague slowness into hard, actionable data.
With a tool like this, you can finally listen to the story that your network has been trying to tell you all along. It just completely takes the guesswork out of troubleshooting because it shows you the narrative behind what's happening, error by error, packet by packet. So what does that actually mean for you day to day? It means you go from seeing these vague symptoms to getting super specific answers. You can see in real time if a link is about to get maxed out, you can see exactly what kind of errors are popping up, and you can even drill down to the specific device on a port. I'm talking MAC address, IP address, the whole shebang.
Okay, so how does it all work? Let's pretend the dashboard is a doctor's chart and learn how to read the vital signs. This is where we go from, yep, there's a problem, to, aha, I know exactly what this is. The very first vital sign, and honestly the most basic, is utilization. This just tells you, straight up, how much of your network's capacity, your bandwidth, is being used for traffic coming in and traffic going out. Is a link always slammed at 100%, or is it sitting idle? This is clue number one. But it gets way more detailed. See, it's not enough to know that something's wrong. You need to know what kind of wrong it is. Are you seeing CRC errors, which point to data corruption? Or maybe a ton of collisions, hinting at congestion? Each type of error tells a completely different story. And sometimes the problem is something so simple, but it's absolutely crippling. Imagine a single-lane road where people are trying to drive both ways at the same time. It's total chaos, right? That's basically a half-duplex connection. When one end is set to half and the other to full duplex, you get network chaos. We're talking collisions and just awful performance. The dashboard spots this kind of fundamental mistake instantly. Okay, so we can see the errors. That's cool. But the real magic, the part that's a total game changer, is connecting some cryptic error code to a real-world physical problem. Let's walk through a super common one. So let's grab one of those errors we saw earlier, a CRC error. Now, the techie name is cyclic redundancy check. All it really is a quality control check for data. When a chunk of data gets sent, a special value is calculated. When it's received, it gets calculated again. If those two values don't match, bam, you've got a CRC error. But here's an even easier way to think about it. It's like you shipped a package, but on the way, it got dropped in a puddle or the box got crushed. The stuff inside is ruined, right? It's corrupted. A CRC error is just the network's way of screaming, hey, this package of data arrived damaged. It tells you something went wrong while it was in transit. And right here, this is the most important part. The dashboard connects that CRC error directly to what probably caused it in the real world. For instance, CRC errors almost always point to a bad cable, a loose connector, or maybe some electrical interference. Those collisions we talked about, they often point right back to that duplex mismatch. You're not guessing anymore. You're diagnosing. This is a massive leap forward for sure. But the real goal here isn't just to get faster at fixing things when they break. It's about stopping them from breaking in the first place. It's all about shifting from being reactive to being proactive. And the beautiful thing is, the dashboard gives you a clear path forward. It's a data-driven action plan. You're seeing CRC errors? Go check your physical cables. You're seeing a high collision rate? Go verify those duplex settings. If you have constant problems on just one port, maybe it's time to swap out that faulty piece of hardware. It's a simple, logical workflow.
You know, this quote from the source material just says it perfectly. This dashboard isn't just a screen with a bunch of stats on it. It transforms that raw data into actual insight, which lets you not only diagnose problems, but more importantly, do preventive maintenance.
And this gives you a huge strategic advantage. I mean, you can spot a cable that's starting to fail before it takes down a whole department. You can use real utilization data to justify that network upgrade you know you need. And at the end of the day, you make sure the network is always delivering the peak performance that the business absolutely depends on.
So we'll end with this question. Once you finally give your network a voice, once you can actually understand what it's been trying to say, what's the first thing you're going to hear? Is it going to be asking for a new cable, a quick settings change, or maybe a big upgrade to keep up with demand? For the first time, you won't have to guess. You can just listen.